And Jesus said, I don't want to go through all of the things, but you got to know what he said, and you got to hear what he said, and then you got to do what he said. Can I get a witness? And then you know how to build a solid foundation. I didn't plan to go here. I was down there before I knew it. But I'd like to go back now, and I'd like to use an example. The first story I ever heard as a child. Can I get a witness? And the first story I ever heard as a child was once there were 3 little pigs. Can I get a witness? Oh, Lord. And they sat down one day and they said to themselves, let's build some houses. Can I get a witness? And one little pig said, I'm going to build my house out of straw. Oh, Lord. And the other little pig said, I'm going to build my house out of clay. Oh, yes. And the third little pig said, I'm going to build my house out of brick. Can I get a witness? Oh, Lord. And they all went and built their houses. Oh, Lord. And after they got their houses built, yes, the mean old wolf was waiting in the woods. Can I get a witness? Oh, Lord. And what happened was one little pig went into his house of straw. Another little pig went into his house of sand. And the other pig went into his house of brick. Oh, Lord. And the old mean wolf said, I'm going and get me some pig meat. Can I have a witness? The first place he went was the house of straw. And he knocked on the door. Oh, Lord. And the little pig looked through the peephole and saw the wolf and wouldn't let him in. Oh, yes. And the wolf said, pig, if you don't open the door, I'll huff and I'll puff until I blow your house down. Oh, Lord. And he huffed and he puffed until he blew the house down. The little pig ran to the other little pig's house that was made out of clay and ran in the door and said to him, the big bad wolf is on the way. Can I get a witness? And when the wolf got there and knocked on the door, both of them said, you can't come in. Yes. And the wolf said, I'll huff and I'll puff until I blow your house down. Oh, yes. He huffed and he puffed until he blew the house down. They escaped and went into the other pig's house that was made out of stone. And they told that pig, the bad wolf is on the way. Oh, Lord. And when the wolf got to that house, they looked and said to him, you can't come in. Oh, Lord. He said, you may well let me in. I know them other pigs done told you what happened. You may well let me in, or I'll huff and I'll puff until I blow your house in. He huffed out and he puffed out. 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 He huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed out and couldn't blow the house in. Goodbye now, y'all. I built a solid house, and every once in a while the devil come to my house and try to blow my house down. I said, devil, you can't come in. But the devil said, if you don't let me in, I'm going to huff and I'm going to puff until I blow your house in. But guess what? He been huffing and he been puffing, but he hadn't been able to blow my house down. On Christ, the solid rock I stand. All of the ground, all of the ground, all of the ground. You got to be solid. You got to be solid. You got to be solid. If you're not solid, every wind will blow you off track. You got to be solid. If you're not solid, if you won't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Can I get a witness? That's why I don't bend. That's why I don't move. I know where I'm standing. I stand there and come hell or high water, I ain't going nowhere. I know I'm on a rock. I know I'm on a rock. Is there anybody in here? Do you know where you're standing? Do you know where you're standing? Do you know where you're standing? Are you on a rock? Are you on a rock? Come on, devil. Give it your best shot. Give it all you got. I'm standing on the rock of ages. I'm standing. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. I'm standing on the rock. I'm going to stand on the rock until Jesus comes.